What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode number 8 of SuperGen's Nintendo Nation, where we talk about everything Nintendo related that you need to know about. We post every Monday at 7 a.m. on YouTube and your podcast service of choice, whether that be iTunes or Google Play. Check us out, leave a like on the video if you like what we're talking about. Leave some comments down below, even more importantly, so we have some stuff to talk about.
Here's my question, though. If I was to leave one comment.
Yeah.
So every time you go, like, your podcast service of choice, of has a specific note to it. Of choice.
Yeah, no.
I would love to know what note it is, and I don't have perfect pitch to tell you.
I have no idea.
I feel like it's sharp, though.
Inflexed.
It's a little sharp, like, podcast of choice.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Good. I'll continue to do it then.
All right, dude. So what have you been playing?
All right, yeah. So starting off, I went back and replayed Blaster Master Zero this past week. Mm-hmm. Finally 100%ed it. Beat the game. Found out that if you 100% it, you get a whole nother world. There's 8 basic worlds. If you find all the items, find all the upgrades, find all the stuff the first time you're playing through, you unlock world 9, and you get a completely different ending. It completely changes the whole story of the game.
That's actually really cool.
And that's awesome.
Kudos to you, developers.
Exactly. Way to go. Inti creates. But anyway, it was cool. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time with it. I put 15 hours into it. I think by the end of it was like 15:01 or something like that. So I just put 15 hours into it.
For like 10, what was it?
$10.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So that's less than $1. Yeah, less than $1 per hour. So it's like, that's awesome. Super fun. Definitely.
But wait, now what if you were making the game at less than $1 an hour? So it's good if you're the person buying it because you're buying it at a nice cheap cost.
Yeah.
But if you're getting paid to make it $1 an hour,
that sucks. But either way, it's an incredible game. A lot of fun. Like, you should all go check it out. That should have been one of your first. It came out on March 9th, like a week after the Switch. Like, you should have it by now. But yeah, so just finished that off, and then came out on Tuesday was Puyo Puyo Tetris, the full game. I know I talked a lot about the demo in the last episode. Finally played, got the full game. Awesome in the box. Got the keychains and whatever else. Mm-hmm. It's a blast. Absolutely incredible.
Is it a Blaster Master?
No, almost though. And it's super great. Like, everything about it's really cool. All the game modes are awesome. I'm going through the adventure mode, and it's really cool. It's like 2 different things. It's like the Puyos have these magical powers or something that can teleport you. So you get teleported to like the Tetris world, and that's why Puyo and Tetris are now together, and like all this stuff. And there's just so many game modes that it's crazy. Like, you have no idea like what to play, because it's like you go into like arcade mode and it's like, okay, we have like 6 different types of arcade modes. You click that, it's like, oh yeah, each arcade mode has like 2 different options of how you want to play. There's like endless mode, and then there's like trying to defeat how many enemies you can defeat, or like, if you just want to keep playing against one person, like all these different things. And it's just like, there is so much content packed into this game. It's incredible. Like, it's absolutely wonderful. Should definitely pick it up if you're a fan of like these puzzle games. Like, it's addictive. Like, it's like just so much, like, that it does something in your mind where it's like, cool, you win one level, you're like, oh, I gotta try for another one. Like, there are so many times where like I lose, but it loads so fast where it's just like, oh, click retry, and then boop, you're just right back to it even after you lose. And I'm just like, cool, yeah, I'll retry. Like, I'll play one more round. Like, I'll try and win one more game. Oh, I lost. Oh, retry. Yeah, I'll try one more, and like, you just keep doing that, and then pretty soon you log like 15, 30 hours into it. Whatever.
I'm joking.
You log whatever into it, so it's great. That's definitely a great pickup if you're looking for something else, but you're probably not, since Maricard is tomorrow.
Now, I want to say this too. So I pre-ordered Maricard on the Best Buy site just because if I don't buy from Best Buy, I'm not going to buy it.
Sure.
Because it is the Best Buy.
It is the Best Buy with Gamers Club Unlocked. Saves you 20% off of new stuff.
There you go.
And you rack up those
So as I was doing it, I was like, man, I kind of do want to buy Puyo Puyo Tetris. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe on Friday I'm just going to pick both up. Then I'm scrolling through, and then I see, okay, Switch, $40. I was like, eh. And then I see PS4, $30. And it's just like, the Switch version should have been $30. I can understand why they marked it up, but then I look at the PS4 version, and it's like, okay. The game's gonna have trophies, which is gonna be more of an incentive to me to like sit down and play it and all that kind of stuff. So it was like really sad that my decision started to be weighted like, okay, Switch costs more and it's lacking this feature that I like that kind of keeps you around a little bit more, or strive to get farther in the game when you're kind of like getting out of it. And it was really sad when I was like, okay. And then in the end, I was like, I'm just not going to do it because it's going to be like $20.
Just don't buy it at all, because
it's going to be $20 in like a month or two.
And you'll never play it ever.
Yeah, it's just going to be
How much have you played of Zelda?
You know how many of my digital games are still in cellophane?
Probably all of them.
All of them.
Every single one.
Because you don't need to take them out.
Right.
How much did I play Zelda? Over 10 hours is all that I can tell you.
I know.
Because that's all the Switch can confirm for us right now.
When was the last time you turned your Switch on?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Over 2
Daniel's
weeks.
been playing it.
Because it just says
Well, no,
offline.
it's probably on Daniel's account now because he hooked it up with his stuff and he's been playing.
Right.
It.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So what else?
What else?
What have you been like playing though? You just said you wanted to go buy Mario.
MS. Good old Super Mario Sunshine. Getting back into speedrunning that.
That's right.
Even if you haven't played it, just play it to play it.
Yep. Play it when it comes to GameCube Virtual Console when that happens. 1999.
1999. Blast from the past. No, it's literally an amazing game. And here's the thing, because I always talk about I'm also playing Kingdom Hearts 1.5 again right now, and it feels so dated with the controls. And now it makes me think Mario Sunshine does not feel dated. Either I have played so much of it that it is ingrained in my core being, like Sunshine, and just like all the mechanics and all that, or it has aged like a fine wine.
I guess.
You know? It does not feel dated.
I hate that game.
I can't believe it.
I absolutely cannot stand Mario Sunshine. It is not a good Mario game. Like, it is boring.
Subjectively objective.
The worlds are not like imaginative. Like, they're not different enough to like keep me interested.
I just want to say I'll never forget like going to GameStop when I was in middle school or whatever when the GameCube came out and seeing Mario Sunshine and playing the Bianco Hills level over and over and over in GameStop and being like, this is blowing my mind. From Mario 64, I'm going to like, I don't want to call it a tropical paradise, but you know, it just looks awesome. And I see the water flowing down, GameCube water. I'm mesmerized on this whole nice grassy field. That Bianco Hills just looks so awesome. And I'm like, I need this. And I remember getting it, playing it like every weekend when I was younger. And now it's finally come back. And it's just like,
I guess it's like Mario 64 had like all the different worlds. You had like the Ghost Mansion. You had the snowy
Mansion.
You had the snowy levels.
Serena Beach.
You have like all these other different things like Bob-omb World or whatever was awesome, you know, like the very first world you go into, like, which is a great introductory world.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sunshine has that great introductory world, and then it doesn't go into, and then it just keeps like going on that, and you just keep doing the same world over and over again. I'm like, no, it's so boring.
I don't know if this is anything to like gauge how long it should take to beat a game, but I think speedruns for like 120 star in Super Mario, which means you're getting every star in Mario 64, are right around 2 hours, probably less.
That's crazy.
World record's probably right around there less. Actually, I should look that up. But then I know like 120 shine on Mario Sunshine is like 3 hour mark around there. So it's not saying that there's less content in Sunshine at all, I feel like. And when people are speedrunning and it's actually taking longer to beat that one, I don't really know the mechanics between each, why one could potentially be faster if it is a difference in content. But
it glitches, and I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But see, you still got to get every star and every shine. And I know you are glitching a lot in both of them, kind of, but that's like the charm of it. Because there's like Gelato Skip, which is what you do in Sunshine, where you go through one of the huts and then you fall inside, and you get a shine that you really should be getting on like the 8th shine. But by getting the 8th shine, you could actually get the 7th one. So if you're only playing any %, you just need to get defeat every Shadow Mario, then you could go and fight Bowser. So by getting the 8th shine, it unlocks all the other ones, and you could just go to the 7th, and you have to do 1 through 6.
Right.
Even if you're running 120 shine, though, I know people sometimes go for that last one and then just work backwards. So they do still use glitches, even though you wouldn't think that you need to. But I mean,
I don't know. I find it very interesting, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the setting. I don't know what it was. I think it was just Mario's short sleeved shirt. I didn't like it.
See, I don't even like notice that.
Oh, I do.
But
I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah. All right. Well, rounding it back out to what I actually started streaming with was Splatoon, but I'm gonna go to this right here. Quick nod. Yeah. So 120 star Mario 64, first place, Chizo5. He was actually streaming today. I'm pretty sure I was watching it.
Yeah. How fast?
1 hour, 40 minutes, and 5 seconds.
And that's
26
on the
days
N64.
Ago. Yeah. So he can beat it under 2 hours. Wait. Oh, okay, right there.
Virtual console.
1 hour 43. It's all going to be the same. Nice. It's going to be right on. Yeah, it's 140.
Nice.
So yeah, it's going to take you around 140. If we look up Super Mario Sunshine, I'm assuming it's going to be a lot longer. But I don't know if that like has to do with the content, like I was saying. So you really can't judge anything off that. Yeah. 114 right now is actually for that.
Dang. So
yeah, 3 hours and 4 minutes. They can't even. Yeah. It's a whole extra hour you're playing in Sunshine. So I don't know how much there were more worlds in there, but they could have been smaller worlds.
Yeah. Very interesting.
So speaking about streaming and everything, because I've been doing that, I started off with Splatoon, and actually Jack's Pacific, which we are buying a bunch of their World of Nintendo figure, cites Splatoon 2 toys as part of 2017 plan. So this is actually pretty interesting. Now, I don't actually know where this article is going. It says Jack's Pacific is a brand that is familiar to plenty of parents, responsible for a range of popular toys, including the World of Nintendo range, which is the ones that we see in stores right now. In recent years, the toy maker has continually refreshed the Nintendo lineup with some 2016 additions, including figures related to Splatoon. And now it goes into saying, in a press release for its first quarter financial results, Jakks Pacific has highlighted solid numbers. Okay, it kind of goes into the just saying, okay, the Switch came out, and maybe it's getting more interest in these figures, and that's why they're selling more of them. And then there's a quote here that says, as we look ahead to the next few quarters, we'll continue to focus on margin improvement and our long-term strategic goal. Our fall lines are moving forward as planned, and we have a strong lineup of new product introductions that are a balanced mix of own IP and licensed brands, including, there's this list here, and it ends with Nintendo Splatoon. So they're taking this to say, so there you have it, more Splatoon-themed figures and toys are on the way. That I don't know if that's what it's directly referring to, because we got the Inkling Boy. The Inkling Girl is now coming out to the World of Nintendo line. There's plushes. You see all the little squid plushes. So it's like World of Nintendo is already pumping out these Splatoon figures, toys, plushes, all that. Does this mean, do you think that there's going to be now a Splatoon line outside of World of Nintendo?
It's possible.
Is there really enough content for that?
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying, which is why I think people might be misinterpreting this, where it's like, hey, we gave you the Inkling Boy right there. Yeah, this right here is the World of Nintendo Inkling Girl. We're giving you plushes. It's like, okay, maybe we'll throw in other squid stuff like that.
Right, throwing a Judd here.
Yeah, give us Judd, little Judd, all that kind of good stuff. So this article's up for interpretation, however you want to say it, but either way, more Splatoon 2 stuff is coming out for good old Jakks Pacific, which is pretty cool.
Breaking news right now, just popped up. Only 44 views on the video. Nintendo just announced the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
Okay, so we actually right now just the 2DS XL announcement came out. We just watched it. Impressions. So what did it look like?
It looked awesome.
Okay.
It's a 3DS. It is exactly a 3DS.
It has the hinge and everything. Because at first I'm like, okay, new 2DS XL. Wait, did it say new at the beginning?
Yep.
Interesting. They really like that. New
they really
word.
like the new.
But I was expecting once more something that wasn't going to fold over on itself with two screens that would with a hinge. This one does have the hinge. It has a C-stick. Yep. It has Amiibo functionality.
Yep.
It plays the new games, which were like Xenoblade, the Fire Emblem Warriors that's coming out, Hey Pikmin, all that kind of stuff. So it's essentially, how does this differentiate from the new 3DS?
No 3D.
XL? Yeah, just the 3D.
That's it. It literally, this looks exactly like a new 3DS XL. This is a new 3DS XL. You'll be able to play all of the only 4 new 3DS games on it. It said it had higher processing power. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, Fire Emblem Warriors when that comes out. Those were originally going to be new 3DS exclusive games. They now clearly will not be, and you can play those on your new 2DS XL, which now closes, now has that clamshell, which I know a lot of people wanted, but also a lot of people didn't like because they say that the hinge breaks a lot on 3DSs.
It's off the hinge.
Especially for their children. So they liked the fact that the 2DS was just one unit, but then other people didn't like it because they said then there's no protection there, so the screens are just completely out in the open. I like the foldability of it, so that way you get to have that added protection there, which I understand. I understand that as well. So I don't know. It's $150.
Here's honestly what I hope is that they actually make editions of it. Okay, there's. Because my new 3DS XL is a Fire Emblem Edition one, and I was like, that's too cool, I'm definitely going to buy that. If they started throwing up certain colors, like maybe a weird neon.
Yeah, the colors looked awesome.
It could persuade me to being like, okay, I just want to buy one of these. Because it's like, this color's awesome, I have some, great RPGs in my 3DS backlog that I need to play, and this is technically a new console just that we don't have that would entice me to get back into those. I could see a lot of people falling into that trap, which would be pretty good. So, hey, good for Nintendo. New 2DS XL was just announced. Check it out. Watch the video. You guys might be impressed as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what do you know about Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan? Anything?
No, just that they started production.
Exactly. Nobody knows anything about it yet. Trick question.
Right.
Maybe you passed, hopefully. I haven't decided yet. All right, so construction is due to start for Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan, which is something always interesting. Like when I talk to Zach and some other buddies too, it's always like, hey, where do you want to go? And they're always like, dude, I want to go to Japan, and now Super Nintendo World's coming there. And it's like, that would honestly be awesome to see, especially going there at a time when you could see Super Nintendo World.
Right.
So it says it's 3 years away, but just the idea of a Nintendo-centric world coming to Universal Studios theme park has me counting down to 2020, which is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, time is flying.
We're already almost halfway done with 2017, and it just started.
Dude, don't even remind me. But that all became just a little more real. Thanks to some recent photos, we now know the construction has officially begun. So walls have gone up around the area designated to house the expansion, and it's only a matter of time before.
When did Donald Trump get involved?
Ooh, that's Donald Trump in 2 episodes. I don't know what you're doing.
Are we going to cut a Donald Trump podcast?
What's up? Welcome to Trump Towers.
Welcome to Trump Nation. Oh, wait, that's where we're living.
Yeah, I was going to say we're living it anyway. No, but this is cool. So let's go to Japan one of
Okay.
these days. And we're going to go to Super Nintendo World, and it is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Cave Story Plus for Switch includes unannounced goodies like an instruction booklet. Wow, what a great tagline, first of all. But I did not know Cave Story Plus was coming out for Switch. Isn't Cave Story a really rare game for the 3DS?
Yeah. For 3DS, if you're going to buy the physical for 3DS, yes.
I'm
very,
talking
very,
physicalities. Yes, I
Very,
know.
very much so. Very, very, very.
So this actually has me intrigued because I have not played Cave Story. I've heard great things about it. People that I talk to are always like, "Oh, are you looking?" Like when we go around to different stores and everything, they'd be like, "Oh, you looking for Cave Story?" Like, "Ha ha ha, you're not gonna find it." It's
Right, exactly. Right.
Or like one of my buddies who worked at GameStop,
Uh-huh.
who actually like not an IRL buddy, just like a store buddy, you
Sure.
know, like one of those. And so we'd always joke around about stuff, and he'd be like, "You looking for Cave Story?" And I'm like, "No." It's like, "You're not gonna find it," but I brought my copy here today and like shows it to me. Like, you know, one of those where like they're flaunting how they
Right.
have this rare material.
Now, what's crazy with that game in particular, to find the rare physical version of it,
Yeah.
is worth a hell of a lot more if you have the slipcover that came with it. If you don't have the slipcover, your value just went
Really.
all the way down.
Welcome to Slip Nation.
Right,
Where we talk
Slip
about
Nation.
slipcovers. So it says
Right.
here, developer Nicholas took to Twitter to announce it along with Cave Story Plus released on the Switch this June. A few unannounced goodies would also be included with the game. Could we be getting an amiibo?
No.
No, absolutely no chance of an amiibo.
No, because it won't be included.
Also featuring an image. Oh, I'm not saying included, but I'm just meaning in general.
Possible?
Who knows?
Oh,
It's-
then
anything's
yes.
possible.
Is it possible? Yes.
Hey, anything's possible.
We're getting a Binding of Isaac one, so
No, is that confirmed?
probably.
Absolutely not confirmed yet.
The guy asked about it on Twitter, so anyway.
I'm asking if they want a Cave Story amiibo. Does that mean it's coming out?
Well,
Nah, I'm checking.
Well, if you developed the game and you asked about it, then I'd believe it.
So also featuring an image of an old school looking instruction booklet, this tweet has raised the hype level for the nostalgia driven game experience awaiting us in merely weeks. I mean, honestly, this is something I might pick up.
I will.
I definitely
know
want to
will.
try Cave Story,
I
especially
10 million
because
percent will. It's gonna be just like Binding of Isaac, where I'm sure it's gonna be a first print run. Is gonna have all this stuff and all the cool stuff. Probably some stickers, the
Yeah.
old school booklet. It'll probably, if anything, like based on what that looked like, is gonna be a Metroid style booklet. How Binding of Isaac was a Zelda style, with completely 1,000,000% ripped off Zelda, and it was literally page for page. I have the original Zelda booklet.
Yeah.
Page for page is that booklet, and they just took it and did everything the same art, everything. This one's probably going to be Metroid. Would be really cool if they did that.
Yeah.
But I think
So,
it'll include
did it
that.
really?
It'll
Yeah.
include stickers. It'll include some other stuff in that, just like Isaac did. And then you're going to get a second print run. That's only going to last for so long, like the launch edition. Then your second print run is going to have a different cover, not include the goodies, and then that'll be the version going forward, like they did with Isaac, which has arguably a cooler cover.
here's what I
second
want to
print.
know. Okay, why did Paper Mario Sticker Star not come with any stickers?
That's a good question.
Could it have been any more
Because people
obvious?
didn't like that game, so.
Still, like they could have gave it with them. Like, oh man, I got those Paper Mario Sticker Star stickers. Now it's worth something. Yeah. So Cave Story's coming out. Grab
That's
it
cool.
early so you get all these little goodies with
Yep,
it.
I'm down with that.
NES Classic Edition saw it instantly during today's Best Buy restock, and today was April 24th, so it was
Right.
actually a few days ago now.
Right, Monday.
It's pretty interesting. So I'm sure there's a few reasons for this. I mean, obviously the headline of this article says it all. NESs are gone at this point.
Yep,
correct.
100% gone. Yeah, discontinued.
100%.
You're not getting them. Tomorrow is like the last shipping day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and it really cool stuff doesn't come out on Friday anyway.
Here's
You
what's the
don't even
most
get it on
messed up
Friday.
thing on this article I'm looking at. It's showing people camping outside for this thing.
Yeah,
It
I
says a look
remember.
outside of Best Buy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Line for the NES Classic is over 25 people deep.
Yeah, did you get yours? Kind of thing. Yeah.
That is blowing my mind, though, that Nintendo is able to re-release something so old, which is something you could go to, old school stores, buy another one if you wanted to, get the actual games, have the actual experience that it was
Get the
years
real
ago.
console, right?
Yeah, and so they release this digital thing. Sure, it is a good price. People are just losing it over that. It's so interesting.
Yeah. Now, what's crazy is there's so many people are talking about it. My one little thing that I want to say about the NES that I know I'm gonna get, in trouble for if
You're in trouble.
anybody actually watches this. The NES Classic. So I got my original. I got my first one. All
I
right?
already don't like where this is going.
I got my first one.
Take us to the promised land. Go.
I'm going to. I got my first one, and I work at GameStop. No pre-orders, no holding behind the counter, no anything. If I wanted to get one, my boss told me, hey, you got to come and you got to be there, write it open. You got to be one of the first people in line to get one. So I said, okay, cool. Tried, didn't think it was going to take off as well as it did. Got there, all of them sold out before I got there. Okay, darn. Then it was
ran to Best Buy.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, they have
Oh,
stock.
we just got one in Best Buy. There they are.
There we go.
But anyway, yeah. So whatever. Then a second shipment came in. We got a second shipment of like 2 or 3 or something. And I was like, okay, cool. Just happened to, be at work. We had them on display. They were on display. They're ready to go, ready to buy,
Yeah.
Like, so the people who walked in and just happened to be at GameStop, there you go. You got it, whatever. So I got one. All right. Now, you go through. We were getting, not regular, but we were getting, some pretty good restocks on it. You read reports about, Toys R Us has them, Amazon has them, Target has them, all this stuff. Target had them up one time when Target finally was selling them online. Mm-hmm. The pre-order lasted, or not pre-order, but the order lasted for 9 hours.
For the systems.
Get the NES Mini, it was up for 9 hours that you could buy it online. Mm-hmm. Now, it's like, this thing is rare. This is going to be hard to find. All right. Yeah, it sucks that it's not readily available.
Yeah.
But it's like,
you had your chance.
You knew that, but you knew it. You knew it was going to be hard to find. It's not like no one can say, "Oh yeah, it's April 28th and darn, I should have gotten the NES Classic when I had it. I didn't think it was going to be rare." Like, no, you knew it was going to be rare. Everybody did. Yeah. If you didn't think it was going to be rare, like after the fact, because I didn't when it was launching,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be readily available. Then it's like, come on, get it together. So then Best Buy had this relaunch thing, and there was a tweet that went out that said, hey, we're going to have them on Monday, line up. So I went and I lined up. Mm-hmm. I got there at 7:20, 7:30, something like that. Already 3 people in line in front of me who had been waiting there even longer. I get there in line. Throughout the course of time, about 8 people total in line. From number 1 to the end is 8 people. I'm number 4. Dude comes out of Best Buy at 8 o'clock, says, hey, here are your tickets, everybody. You're number 1, you're number 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through, gets to number 8, hands them all out, walks back inside with some paper, says, hey, you got till noon to pick it up. Mm-hmm. Like, you can leave now. You got till noon to come in and get it. If you're not here at noon, we're going to sell it to the first person who asks. Mm-hmm. I say, great, wonderful. I go back, I get my second one, and I'm just going to keep it as a gift.
Yeah.
For somebody who's like...
gift for the highest bidder on eBay.
No, that's not the case. It's going to be... when something cool, like I don't know when I'm going to need it, but I'm going to need it. Whether that time comes when the Super Nintendo comes out, and that's going to be hard to find, I can trade or something like that. But I've got to.
If I were you, I'd honestly just give it to Goodwill, Salvation Army, something like that. Like, give it back.
Sure. And that's what I have plans for. Not that exactly, but there are plans. So don't go calling me a scalper. Don't go calling me a piece of shit or whatever else, because I got plans for it. So calm down. But I was able to get 2.
Are we going to burn it?
Oh, yeah. I'll just right on fire right now.
Maybe.
I was able to get 2. There's one here. This isn't mine. This is, another one. Like, they were around. They were possible.
Now you're making it sound like we're swimming in them.
I am. You had to put in a little bit of elbow grease, though, to get it.
No, not even, though. If you just monitor, like, some of the online sites you guys are following,
you just
the people
follow
who
Twitter.
tweet about it, it comes up, just
like
grab
that's
it.
thing. And so that's,
you gotta be smart
that's
about
my point, is like, just be smart about it. You'll figure it out. It's just like Amiibo. When Amiibo were launching wave 4 of the Amiibos, which was like the big exclusive wave, I mean, I was out at 6:45 in the morning, like, camping, ready to get those. And I understand for people who can't do that because you have work, you have something else. But then it's like, but there was a 9-hour window. Like, you mean to tell me you were at work for 9 hours straight where you did not have access to your phone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't get a lunch break
for the real working man.
You know what I mean? You don't get a lunch break.
Some people just gotta work through lunch.
You don't have to take a piss and can't walk into the bathroom and pull out your phone.
That's called stealing time.
I guess, man. But it's like, come on. And I get it. And I get that the point is that they should be readily available everywhere. It shouldn't be hard to find. And that's what people are going to say is like, oh, well, it shouldn't be hard to find. It shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't have to wait 6:45. I shouldn't have to monitor Twitter. I shouldn't have to do all this stuff to get one of these damn $60 things. But you know what? That's the way it is. Get over it. That's the way it is. That's the way it works.
I'll tell you the way it
Donald
is.
Trump shouldn't be our president, but he is. Deal with it.
So at first when I started working at where I'm at now, I could go on GameStop, GameSpot, IGN, anything I wanted to. And then, I tried doing it a few weeks later. Gone, banned, sorry, can't access these sites. And I'll be damned if they take any more sites away from me. But I'm just saying, that's what I mean, where at first it's like... yeah, so I'm just saying, when Fire Emblem Echoes Limited Edition came out and everything, I had to go on my phone. And it was just like, GameStop app would not take my credit card. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this thing's gonna sell out. I'm trying to go on my computer, cannot access site, trying to do proxies, all this stuff, Meanwhile, I should like actually be like ordering the stuff I'm supposed to be doing.
Doing
the work.
Yeah.
What I should be. But it's like, no, you guys actually complicated it for me where I'm just gonna, snag what I need to and then get back to what I'm doing. No, it was this whole ordeal to order all this stuff, but I mean, I got it and everything, so that's cool. But they're cracking down,
I know, it's crazy. Good. But it's like, what's even better though, and what I like about being able to have this is, like, it is the shitty mentality of I have mine, you don't have yours, like that kind of outlook. But it's like, that's the thrill of it. That's why amiibo hunting was so much fun. Like, that's why when amiibos were rare and really hard to come by, it was awesome because when you got yours that you like were deserving of, your adrenaline just shot through the roof, and you were like, "Oh my god!"
When you buy
I
Rosalina, that's not attached to its base.
That's my Rosalina. Yeah, I went to Target. Remember, it was sitting on.
You're
the
like,
thing.
"Should I buy this?" And I was like, "Yeah, just buy it."
And so it was sitting on the thing, and I just walked in, and it was after like all the other ones had come out, and so I'd gotten those, and I'm like, "Crap!" Like, I'm going to Target, like I know it's gonna be sold out. Walk up, see a Rosalina sitting on the counter. I was like, oh, and I kind of walk up, grab it, and just start like walking around with it. I'm like, oh my god, I got one. I finally look down at it. Rosalina is twisted out of the thing, and it's not malfunction in packaging. It was her base was still in the thing, and she was twisted off with the little piece of white plastic, that holds her in. Was what was broken. And I was like, damn, like no way. And I'm like, I'm still gonna buy it. You know what? Like that's what I'm gonna do. And I asked the guy too, even before I picked it up, there was a guy standing there, and I was like, hey, is this for sale? Can I buy this? And the guy goes, yeah, you can. He's like, yeah, that's fine. So I grabbed it, and that's when I looked at it, and I was like, crap.
I actually have an MIB Rosalina, the European edition,
really?
just sitting on my desk. Yeah.
Of this,
that's
Super
actually
Smash
the only
line.
one up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had to like import some of them just because it was getting crazy.
It was insane, yeah. And so I ended up just
early.
super gluing, put a little super glue in there, held it down, glued it together, and it's been fine ever since. And the amiibo chip still works. The glue didn't interfere with that. So hey, awesome. But that's what I'm saying is like that's the thrill of the hunt. That's what's awesome. So if you didn't get one, hey, sorry, you're probably gonna have to get one on eBay if you want to get one because I can almost guarantee it's not coming back.
You know what else isn't coming back? Axiom Verge not confirmed to be making the Switch. Okay, that doesn't even make sense. Title right here. It was originally Axiom Verge confirmed to be making the Switch.
Right, and now you have update.
Yeah, but I don't think that's grammatically correct.
Confirmed.
Nintendo Wire. Let's get this shit together.
It's making the Switch.
Okay, maybe, but like this is not. It doesn't sound good. It's not ear butter. I'm here for like audio butter. This is paper butter. You understand what I mean here?
Where are we?
Either way, Axiom Verge.
Dunder Mifflin?
Yeah, exactly. Axiom Verge, no. It was thought to be confirmed earlier this week for the Switch. It is actually not coming out. Although I kind of wish it was. Yeah,
I so wish it was. If that would be getting a physical game, I would 100% play it like that. And that would be the one that needs to get the Super Metroid instruction booklet.
No, okay. Yes, it does make sense. Axiom Verge confirmed to be making the Switch. But to be making is just not. No.
It is confirmed. What would you rather say? It is confirmed to be making the Switch. It is confirmed to making the Switch.
No, to be making should be 4. Axiom Verge confirmed for the Switch. Done.
Right, but it's making the Switch.
Do you understand when they take this to the printing press and all these extra
do you
letters,
understand? It's switching. This is not.
Oh.
This should not be a proper noun. It only is a proper noun because it's a title. But it's switching from PS4 and Xbox over to a Nintendo platform is what it's saying. It's making the Switch to a Nintendo platform. Not for Switch the console, but it's making the Switch to Nintendo Switch.
Then Switch should not be capitalized.
It should because it's a title of an article. And therefore titles are always capitalized.
2 years after release, Bravely Second passes 700,000 sales worldwide. So this is what I'm talking about. Go out there, grab your new 2DS XL, grab a nice RPG, sit down, knock that number up to 700,001.
Knock it out.
So hey, good job. Have you played that one?
Good job, Square Enix. No, I played the first one.
Oh no, that was good.
A
look of disgust. Like, no.
I don't have time for these massive 100-hour RPGs. I am too busy playing Zelda.
I guess so.
And not anymore, but literally like everything else that's coming out for the Switch.
There you go. All right, you got anything else before I go into the drops this week?
Quick little round out here.
Roundabout.
Genyo Takeda is retiring.
I don't even know who that is.
He is the man who was responsible for the Wii and its success. He made that. That was all him. That's great. That's like literally the most successful selling console, like up there in the top 5 of all time. Like, way to go for this dude. Also, he was the mind behind the joystick on the N64. The revolution that was the joystick.
No, joysticks were on something before that. Was the CDI before the N64? My CDI had a joystick.
Sure. And so did the Atari.
Yeah. Oh, duh. The Atari was only a joystick and a button.
That's all it was a joystick and a button.
Duh. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is to make it so small and to make it as tight and responsive and all that. Think about the joystick you used on the Atari. Which way did the joystick on the Atari go? It went up, down, left, right. This one, you had angles. You could spin around. You could make Donkey Kong jump up and whirl around if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could rip off all the skin on your palm if you wanted to, playing Mario or something.
Exactly, Mario Party. And that's what I'm saying.
Or just spinning Bowser around.
And so he's the one, but that's always been Nintendo's thing, has been to revolutionize. Like the Super Nintendo had the L and R buttons. No other controller did that. And so this was the man who did that. He's finally retiring after 45 years at Nintendo. He's 68 years old right now.
Where's he
he's
going,
been at Nintendo. No, he's probably just retiring for the rest of his life. But yeah, spent 45 years at Nintendo. Started when he was 23. Just working as just like a random, game designer. So shout out to you. Thank you for your service. These are just a few of his notable works. He did EVR Race, which no one even knows what that is, but that's an arcade game. It's a cabinet. It's a 6-player at one time arcade cabinet called EVR Race, the first game Nintendo ever made. Number one, before Mario, before anything else, before Donkey Kong, Nintendo made this EVR Race. This guy was the developer behind it.
That's interesting.
He worked on Popeye for the NES. He worked on Punch-Out for the NES, Star Tropics on NES, Super Punch-Out SNES, Pilot Wing 64, which I know you're a fan of. That wouldn't have happened without this guy. And then Punch-Out for the Wii. He also was a huge thing behind. So just shout out. He's being replaced by a guy named Ko Shiota, who worked under him, who knows everything that he did. They're all these two guys that I mentioned here are in the development systems of Nintendo. So they're talking to, developing new systems, stuff like that. But yeah, so just shout out to you. Good luck on your retirement. Hope you're the best, and be well. And then the other thing I want to call it is Punch Out actually has 2 exclamation points, which is weird. Not everybody knows that. Punch Out. 2 exclamation points in the title. Thought that's a little fun fact. Not just one. It's so super that there's 2.
To be making 2 exclamation points.
It is to be making.
Yes.
2 exclamation points. And speaking of 2B, number 2, there was a canceled Fire Emblem game on the Wii. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
So apparently there was a planned sequel to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.
Okay.
That was the Wii exclusive, now hidden gem, secret rare game that is.
Which Zach got from Family Video for $5.
For $5, I know. And every time I go into Family Video, I look for it. And
I don't even have it.
Every time I ask to buy a game from them, they say, no, we don't sell games.
He got so many.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, Zach went in and got all these rare Wii games. And he's just like, oh yeah, we'll sell it to you for $5.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
And then that same night, he just puts it on eBay and just sells it.
God, what a scrub.
I'm going to throw out this one too, just for the general public, for the hilarity of it. He sold a broken iPod on eBay, and I'll never forget, because he would always pack stuff at our house because we had all this stuff, so he could put it together. And then he's like, I just want to make sure it's broken. So he was taking a hammer and hitting it after he sold it, taking drumsticks, be and all this stuff, and it's just he picks it up, throws it down. He's like, yeah, I think it's good, and then he throws it in the envelope, sends it off. It was so bad.
So this game, there was no title or anything for it, but it was gonna be a real-time strategy game.
Yeah,
which is weird because that is not Fire Emblem at all.
I guess if it's tactical, it's Fire Emblem to me.
I get
it's different if it's gonna be now you're not an open world game, but a Mario style game, or how they're doing Fire Emblem Warriors now.
Yeah, but what is tactical?
What
do you mean? We just have to think about it.
Well, RTS is you're gonna have
RTS stands for real time strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it does have a huge strategy aspect. It's gonna be a key of the gameplay.
Sure.
So I would totally be cool with it. Yeah, it's going to be different from the grid form where it's just
That's what I'm saying, where you control each character, move each character. Real-time strategy is like
Halo Wars.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say, right, where you're moving your army and then you just have your army fight.
Yeah.
As opposed to you're actually doing the fighting in Fire Emblem. Yeah. And a core Fire Emblem game. So I think it's still very different. I think it's still strategy and you still have to think about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a completely different step in
don't worry about it, it's not
exactly, because it didn't exist, but they were thinking about it.
In the
and who'd have thunk that Fire Emblem Awakening on 3DS was going to be the last Fire Emblem game until it sold so well that now we're getting Fire Emblem every 6 months.
Interesting.
All right, president of Nintendo, Mr. Kimishima, reported.
Dude, all these people sound like I should be taking them down in Persona.
Probably.
I already took down Kamoshida, Madarame, and now we got...
I don't even know who Madarame is. So,
Kimishima.
Now you got Kimishima and Takeda and Shioto.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says reportedly was in an interview with someone, I don't know. He says, quote, more unannounced titles, was his quote, will boost the sales of the Switch system. He also comments that he is relieved that customers have taken so well to the Switch. That's awesome. I'm glad that he's finally proud of Nintendo for making like a good system and being able to sell it and stuff like that, and that people are enjoying it and having
So I really just want to know what these unannounced titles are.
These unannounced, I don't know. He said,
I mean, they're showing us like Shin Megami Tensei, where it's like, sorry, we got nothing but a black screen and some font for you.
Right.
Like, what is this? Hideo Kojima showing us Death Stranding?
Probably.
Oh, but we got more unannounced, in the chamber.
And then it's just going to be stuff for, he's just trying to get people hyped up for E3. E3 is going to be amazing for Nintendo this year.
He's got me
100%.
through the roof.
Like, I know, like, I want to see what those unannounced titles are, because that's what we're going to get in August. Like, there's no August title yet. You know, we got a few months that don't have a title.
If it has a fast turnaround time, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure, and I think it will be. I think Nintendo's been working on these things for so long. And then now we get to my favorite, this is my absolute favorite segment on this show.
Okay.
By the numbers.
The
new segment. Actually, on my little paper here, I wrote interesting numbers with an exclamation point.
I'm surprised only one exclamation point.
Yeah, I didn't decide to do two this time.
To be making interesting numbers, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Right.
We should have Microsoft Sam narrate this portion.
I don't even know who that is. Oh, is that the guy who would talk?
Yeah, if I'll type it in and I'll be like...
we should make him say really
Zelda,
bad
2.76 million, meaning 20,000 more worldwide systems.
The month of March, which was the launch month of the Switch,
yeah.
Total worldwide, 2.74 million units. That's incredible. Considering...
So yeah, in a month.
What?
Yeah, in a month.
In a month.
Yeah.
2.74 million in a month is incredible, especially since they only projected to do 2 million in the month, as all they originally had planned to do. They thought that was going to be a struggle to hit 2 million in the entire month of March. Here, they've almost hit an entire another million. They've hit 75% towards another million. Mm-hmm. That's incredible. Their plan now for the next year, so starting April 1st to the next April 1st, they plan to get another 10 million.
Really?
So they want to be approaching that 13 million mark. Zelda, on Switch alone, worldwide, 2.76 million units, which means there's been 20,000 more worldwide copies of Zelda sold than systems themselves.
It makes more sense when you think about scalpers taking all.
When you think about scalpers, when you think about people who downloaded it and then wanted I want the physical edition stuff, so then they buy the physical edition stuff and then trade the regular game back in. whatever how you figure it.
I honestly thought that the day it came out though there would be a drought of Zelda copies, just because it's like the new game, the new system, and sometimes Nintendo just doesn't send enough out.
Sure. Yeah.
And that could have caused people to pre-order when they're like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get a system, but I want to pre-order this game.
And what's crazy is that Nintendo actually, as far as software goes, Nintendo's pretty good about getting base software out there. So Zelda, we were stocked on that. Mario Kart, we were going to be stocked on that. So as far as software goes, Nintendo's really good. As far as limited edition software, Nintendo not so much.
Yeah.
1-2 Switch, this is what they had to say about that. And this is all from Nintendo, just had their yearly financial report. Their financial year just ended, so this is kind of their reports of all the stuff that happened. 1-2 Switch, they said 1-2 Switch we noticed was generating some buzz,
which means
but they did not give a sales number of how many it sold, which means it did not sell well at all. That went right down the toilet. The Wii U, and then these are just some fun facts. The Wii U's lifetime unit sold, especially now since it's out of production, 13.56 million. So 13.5 million Wii U's. By April of 2018, in just a year, they expect the Switch to have reached in a year what the Wii U did in 5.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And if that happens, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Zelda on the Wii U, Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, only sold 1.08 million units.
I would. No, I don't know actually.
What?
I take it back. I was gonna say it could be higher because there's only two. If let's say there's 13 million just Wii U's in the wild, so 2.7 went to Zelda on the Switch. 1.8, well, not even 1.8.
Right, it's closer to 1 to 1.1.
Yeah, exactly. Went to So you're only at like 3, so that's saying there's still like 10 million Wii U's out there, people who didn't
get Zelda.
Yeah, and I thought that would have been higher on the Wii U. Being
Yeah,
like,
so there's 12.5 million people on the Wii U who did not buy Zelda.
Yeah.
But this is just sold. How many Wii U's are sitting in the back room of every GameStop in the country?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how many aren't even in circulation anymore? So I just find that very interesting. And then the 3DS is lifetime so far in 6 years. We just had 6th anniversary. 55.08 million sold lifetime. That's really good. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then just in the past year was 7.27 million units. Crazy. Like, way to go.
Cream in the Wii U.
Yeah, it is. Like, way to go. Way to go, Nintendo, for doing that. And then mobile games, just a little tidbit there at the end. Total mobile games revenue was $218 million.
Yeah.
That's really good. And there was another report I saw, too, of Mario Run. Downloaded Fire Emblem Heroes, but Fire Emblem Heroes is generating them more money.
Those orbs, man, people want
and I guess that's
orbs.
what it is. But
Meanwhile,
it's like,
I'm just stashing them away in my orb bag.
Yeah, but I find it funny that they were like, hey, here's this game. We're gonna release this premium Mario game at a premium price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see how that goes. And that didn't work out well. And then they're like, oh, well, we'll just release a mobile game with microtransactions like the mobile game market does. Yeah. And it makes them tons of money. So it's like, dang, like, here's Nintendo trying to be innovative, and then it falls apart. And then they're just like, oh, well, we're just going to do what everybody else does, and it makes some money. Maybe they should take the hint. And then this stuff coming down is just some extra little more fun facts of another survey, which I know our last survey was very popular. So this one I'm just going to read through real quick. Why did you decide to purchase your Nintendo Switch? 35% said for the games on the console. 17% so I could play outside. 15% said always buy Nintendo machines. And then I like the features, the main unit, the controller was 13%. The design of the same was 6%. Multiplayer, only 6% of people bought it for multiplayer. And then, because it was so cheap, only 5%.
I hate to say this survey is like garbage ready, just because right there, you bought it because of multiplayer. What multiplayer? There's no multiplayer on it yet, really.
What do you mean? Yeah, there is.
Like, when you think multiplayer, it's like Splatoon, stuff like that. Where it's
when
like
I think multiplayer, I think Snipper Clips, I think 1-2 Switch, I think Mario Kart.
And 1-2 Switch is selling so good.
That's why literally 6%.
Honestly,
that's 121 people.
Because I could play in my bed. 0.001%, that's what I would have chose.
Sure,
Just
that was an option. That one's we're not going to go over. How satisfied are you? Was the one that I was looking for. 40% said very satisfied. 44% just said satisfied. 10% said neither. Dissatisfied said 1%.
Yeah, which is nothing. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that's awesome that there was a lot of people. So from satisfied to very satisfied was 85% of the people are at least satisfied with the console.
Yeah,
that's great. That's awesome. That's incredible news. And then another interesting one I thought was what peripherals have you gotten? Pro Controller had almost 40%, which is crazy considering it's only $70.
Yeah.
So clearly that's working for him. The carrying case was only 20%, which is weird. I think that one should be higher than the Pro Controller. One, because the price is cheaper, and two, because I feel like that's more necessary, you know?
Yeah.
And then just it lists the other accessories. And then how many games have you purchased? Only about 50% of people have only purchased one game, which is nuts.
Zelda,
exactly. It's all Zelda. 25% of people have only purchased 2 games, which that's where you fall into. 3 games is 15%. 4 games is 5%. 5 games is almost 3%. 6 games is actually 4%. I fall into the way more than all of those combined percent. I think I've got like 10 games on my Switch or something like that. And then
I like this one though. What games you frequently play? Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Is just under 50%, just shy.
Yeah,
next
almost
is
700 people.
Switch, which is, I guess I could kind of understand it because that's like the game to show off the system, get your friends to play it and everything. After that, it's just like you might as well throw them all in a bucket and start picking them out.
Right.
Between Snipper Clip, Super Bomberman, Dragon Quest. What's VOEZ?
Vose. It's a downloadable game.
Puyo Puyo Tetris.
All right, that's down there too. But I think this was taken before Puyo came out. Overall satisfaction.
The This guy is only at 2%. What are they doing?
The game's not even out yet.
Japan?
Yeah, it's only in Japan. So then again, for another satisfaction of overall everything, games, issues, Switch system, everything like that, I find it very interesting that about another 50%, a little above, pops out at above 70 upwards. Or I'm sorry, closer to 75% is a 70 or higher. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's awesome. These numbers are like awesome for the people who participated in the survey. That's really cool. That it's like everybody is seeming to have like a really good time, like that everybody's enjoying it. And then the very, very last question was, what do you want from the future of the Nintendo Switch? And this was just you typed in your own answer. Mm-hmm. So Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was up there. Support for YouTube videos. Improvement of software and implementation of Virtual Console, mm-hmm. which that's a big one. That's the one that I really want. Mm-hmm. New ways to play is something someone wants. I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. Live video commentary distribution, so things like Twitch and video streamings of that.
I don't even think it's capable of that, honestly.
I'm sure it is. Why wouldn't it be? The PS4 can do it. Improved software lineup, that's for sure coming.
That's a good argument. Yeah, the PS4 can do it.
Right. Someone wants Miiverse back, which is crazy because that was like the Nintendo forums.
I just want them to put Club Penguin on this. Why is it so
exactly
hard?
Well, Club Penguin's is gone now. And then to be able to save data to SD cards, that's the number one thing that Nintendo that we need is to be able to transfer all of our data. I know you hate my notes.
No, it's good.
You were so uninterested in my notes. I know. God, you couldn't have been more miserable.
All right.
All right. Yeah, hit me up.
Drop
with
this week.
eShop.
Mario Kart 8, obviously. Pick of the week too. It's a definitive version of Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
Say no more. Go ahead, grab it. If you played it, whether you have played it, whether you haven't played it, it's totally worth checking out.
On the TV behind you.
Battle mode's coming out. That's what I can't wait to do online.
Yeah, can't wait for Battle mode. Battle mode's gonna be incredible.
Bring it on.
The game's gonna be incredible. It's already been like trying to get like 9.5 out of 10s from everybody. So
Switch download software, Tumbleseed. You know anything about it?
Yeah, it looks whatever. I'm not gonna get it, but it looks very interesting. It looks like a very puzzly indie game kind of thing.
I like this first sentence. A deceptively deep roguelike about balancing an intrepid seed up a dangerous and ever-changing mountain.
Yep. That's what it is.
Bring it on, man. I'm going to the mountain.
Looks
Kamiko?
Kamiko looks awesome. Only $5. Looks super cool. Looks like a
five dull hairs.
Dungeon crawler. I think it only lasts like an hour and a half, 2 hours though. But it's like, hey, you paid $10 to go see a movie for 2 hours. Why not pay $5 to enjoy this for 10 hours?
Now,
or for 2 hours.
If I could give one word to this game, cute.
It does. It looks very cute. It's like like an adventure game. It looks cool. I'm excited. I'll pick it up for $5.
So obviously, pick of the week right there. Mario
Kart by far, 100% Mario Kart.
Get it?
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Now for the quickly to run through our final segments, we've got our Shrine of the Week.
Tell me about
that I've come up with. It's called the Keto Wawai Shrine, and that one is this little foresty island kind of thing in the middle of the game where you jump off a cliff, you fly into it. And once you land, it hits you with a loading screen. Once you get over the barrier, you get into a loading screen real quick. Pops you in completely all black. You can't see anything. I turned around. If you walk in the water, it's not water, it's tar. As soon as you take a step in it, you sink and die, and then it restarts you where you were at. So you can't see anything. So you have to hopefully walk a little bit, or if you have a fire weapon on you, it can work like that. Or you start a fire, you drop items, start a fire. You have all these different ways to figure it out. Start a fire, you get through, you have a torch, it lets you see the path, you light a torch here, you get through all this stuff. You get to finally the end of the path, it walks you through this massive, massive forest. You finally get to the end of the path, and there's a little plate that I'm sure as you play Zelda, you know what this is. But it's the little orange plate with the little divot in it where okay, I got to go find an orb to put in here, and that's what you do. So you keep walking around, searching for where the orb is. You have no idea, and then you start hearing the snoring. Mm-hmm. And everybody who's played Zelda, what the snoring is that's the Hinox, which is the huge big boss thing. And so when a Hinox is involved with the shrine, it's always got the ball around its neck, So you got to either kill it and get it, or you can shoot the necklace off. You can shoot his necklace off, and that drops the ball down, which is really cool. And so you can do it in a multitude of ways, but you got to fight a Hinox in the dark because all you have is your torch and the few torches that are lit up. So you're trying to fight this massive, massive boss in the dark. You can't see. If you fall into the tar, you die. You're trying to get the orb. You're trying to make sure the orb doesn't fall off or do anything. Yeah. So you're managing all this stuff. Then you finally kill it. You finally get through the path. You set the orb down in the thing. The shrine pops up. You walk in. You get a blessing. It's a blast. Super fun.
A blasting.
It was a Blaster Master.
I like it. I think that's if the game's good, it's a Blaster Master.
There you go. So that was awesome.
I'll take it. All right, topic this week. What do you have for us?
What did we decide on?
Fire Emblem.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, all I want to talk about was with Fire Emblem was just like, don't you find it interesting like how crazy successful it's become? Like,
no, so your whole logic of reasoning here was you feel every 6 months they're dropping a new game on
it is. Like, it feels like Fire Emblem is like their new big thing. Like, I don't know, like we're getting a new Fire Emblem game before we're getting a new Mario game.
See, I don't feel like it's any more relevant than it used to be.
Oh, 100% it is.
Okay, yeah, we're getting amiibos. We're getting Echoes. Heroes is out on mobile.
Sure.
Everybody's playing that.
Yep.
Then there's Warriors coming out on 3DS. Switch.
There's the one for 2018 that's coming out on.
Yeah, then there's that one too. So yeah, there is like a plethora of new Fire Emblem games coming out, which is true because you think back to the Wii U. What did you get?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Fire Emblem
nothing.
Cross.
So are they overcompensating?
Shipment Tensei on Fire Emblem. No,
Yeah,
because if they
like
were in
the
an
Tokyo Mirage
overcompensating mood, then they'd be working on a Metroid game. Because I would rather get 1 Metroid game and 4 Fire Emblem games than 7 Fire Emblem games and 0 Metroid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're literally forgetting all of these other franchises to push Fire Emblem because I think they've noticed that they smelled that blood in the water when Fire Emblem Awakening came out, and people really liked it. It was awesome. And they were like, oh, okay, maybe this is good. This is worth talking about, you know. And so then you have Fire Emblem Fates come out, and that had the 2, style thing, and the limited edition cartridge, and like everything like that. And that comes out. That I feel like just came out, like maybe a year ago.
Oh no, it definitely feels old for me.
Really?
Now, here's what I want to know too. So we were kind of talking earlier about how Fire Emblem was supposed to be coming out with an RTS. Shit canned.
Right.
And now you got Heroes, which is mobile, but it's still the same grid-based style combat. You got Warriors coming out. Mm-hmm. Immediately what comes to mind is there was Dragon Quest. Mm-hmm. Then you got Dragon Quest Warriors. I was kind of pumped for it, and I was like, I want to play one of those where I don't have to be invested in an RPG. I could just start spamming buttons, killing things, getting invested in the characters. Wasn't as impressed as I thought I was. And then looking at those numbers here of what people are playing, it's like on the bottom of the list, Mm-hmm. So it didn't really help. I think because people like Fire Emblem, it's going to definitely help sell Fire Emblem Warriors.
100%.
True, but do you think that Fire Emblem also needs to have other types of games in order to stay relevant?
No.
If they keep throwing out these grid-based tactical combat, is that going to get stale after a while? Because they are introducing Warriors.
It's going to get stale after a while because we're playing so many new ones so frequently, and we're going to hit Call of Duty syndrome. But Fire Emblem Echoes, the Shadows of Valencia game that's coming out, changes it up. That one was different than all the other ones, where it has the grid-based thing, but there's also dungeon crawling parts of it too. Okay. So it's like almost like a Dragon Quest kind of thing, where you have to go through and like you run through the dungeon and stuff like that, where it's not grid-based, but you're actually like going through and like fighting enemies that way. Which is cool, which is fine, whatever, changed it up a little bit. I mean, that's how it was. But this Fire Emblem Echoes game is actually a remake of Fire Emblem 2 on the NES.
Yeah. And
they're remaking it for 3DS. So, like, they've got to keep it this similar. That'd be like if they remade Zelda 2 for the NES. Like, cool, you got to keep all the weird, quirky towns, and you got to keep all the crappy mechanics and, like, the weird perspectives and all that. Like, all that would have to stay the same. So it would feel 100% different than any other Zelda game you've played, but it was also from the year 1989, when Fire Emblem, and then whenever Fire Emblem 2 originally came out on the Famicom or whatever.
Yeah.
But, I just find it so interesting that it's like Nintendo, like, I don't get, like, what made them pick, like, oh yeah, Fire Emblem is like the one we want to do. Because it's like, what was the other game they gave the Warriors treatment to? Hyrule Warriors. And that's Zelda. That's their biggest franchise. Got it. And it's like, now we're on to Fire Emblem?
I think they're like, so overdue for Fire Emblem stuff, though, just because nothing came out on the Wii U. I mean, you got Awakening and Fates.
Right.
I do feel like it's overdue, though.
I guess, but I just feel like Fire Emblem's been such like a mobile title for us.
We released Hyrule Warriors, and they're probably like, hey, let's do another one. Okay, what should we do? It's like, no, Metroid's not going to happen. No Donkey Kong. No Kirby. No, it's not going to happen with Mario. Mm-hmm. And they, Fire Emblem, like, that could actually work.
Sure.
And this could get other people in who don't know what this game is.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So it's like going down the list of these Nintendo titles. Obviously, that one seems like it was the next one. And it's like, okay, yeah, let's give this game, that treatment. Turn it into like a Dynasty Warriors kind of clone. get these characters out there so people start to become attached to them. Hey, I see him in Smash. Oh, and now I don't want to get invested in this tactical RPG, or my kids are too young to pick this up and understand it. Oh, but yeah, we got this button masher basically where you can just go through. They're the characters your kids know about, and then they grow up attached to those, and now they jump into the more tactical ones that might take a little bit more of understanding, not just
Sure. Totally agree.
look, mashing stuff around.
Yeah. It's just
It's all a marketing move in my eyes.
100% it is. Absolutely. I still find it so cool, and not that I'm complaining.
And timing is everything.
Not that I'm like upset this is happening, because I love the Fire Emblem games. Like, they're super fun. Like, they're super cool. It's just like, it's so weird that it's like all of a sudden it's like they went from making their final game in the franchise to never making any more, to now it is every 6 months we're getting something new that's Fire Emblem related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some kind of new Fire Emblem game.
I think
they had a whole direct for it.
Yeah,
which is crazy. And it's like Metroid never got a direct. You know what I mean? Like, Donkey Kong never got his own direct, for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or whatever. Kirby, it's the 20th anniversary of Kirby, and he's only getting free-to-play 3DS games. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I find so crazy.
Should
and
we
again,
really refer to Kirby as a he and not an it?
Yeah, Kirby's definitely a he. But like, not that I'm complaining, not that I'm saying like this is upsetting or anything like that. What?
Kirby's
Kirby's gender.
Gender.
But it's like, I think it's so cool that it's like this franchise that essentially started from nothing over here. It was a random Game Boy Advance game, which technically was Fire Emblem 6.
Yeah, so it's not really a random
Was
game.
our
It's
first
just, hey,
one.
we're going to bring this one over. Let's see how it does.
Yeah,
it's sold well here. Let's
But
see.
I find it weird that they started like, oh yeah, number 6, we're just going to start them off and pretend number 6 is number 1. You know what I mean? Like, and then it just kind of starts out, and it's like, oh, well, we'll remake it. It's like Final Fantasy syndrome all over.
But it is like Final Fantasy, where you could pick up at any one.
Where you can pick up at any one,
so
and they're all different. That's
matter.
true. I 100% agree. So it's just interesting to see that that's where we're going with it, and that there's so much happening with Fire Emblem. And it's like, look back 5 years ago, most people wouldn't even know what Fire Emblem is, other than, oh, that's that rare, hard to find game on the Wii.
Exactly.
And on
So
the
they're learning
GameCube.
from their mistakes.
So that's what it is. And then now it's like, you flash forward 5 years, and it's like, oh my god, there's such an influx of Fire Emblem. Like, holy crap, that's awesome. And I hope that Nintendo will eventually give that treatment to other franchises. Like I can't wait till we go where there's 6 months, there's like a new like good Mario game coming out, or a good new like Kirby game or something like that. Like,
Okay.
Kirby is long overdue for a good game.
He's got 3 coming out on 3DS.
That are crap.
No.
And he needs a good console game, because look at his last console games were Kirby's Epic Yarn, which was fine.
Kirby's
and then there was
Epic Yarns.
Kirby Rainbow Curse, where you had to use the stylus to draw the path
Kirby
and
and the
all that.
Licorice.
That was trash. So Kirby is well overdue to get like a good console-sized game. Would be really cool. But again, this isn't about Kirby, it's about Fire Emblem.
It could be about whatever you want it to be about.
Ooh. But yeah, so I don't know, and I just think it's cool how Fire Emblem started, on the NES in Japan, went through all these things. So hopefully, if Shadows of Valentia sells really well, hopefully they're like, okay, cool, well, let's we should re-release these, we should localize these NES games and release them on the Virtual Console, and that'd be really cool. So we could eventually have Fire Emblem 1 through 27 when they all come out.
All right, let me hit you with some knowledge.
Yeah, drop
Here's
it.
what happened. Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia comes out, available for pre-order, limited edition. Obviously, gone instantly.
Yep.
Okay. Every site that it came up, it might have sold out same day. I'm pretty sure.
Sure, it did.
Exactly. So they're starting to build the hype train. Like, this is all I feel like leading towards Fire Emblem Switch, and they want to push out as many copies as they can, get this thing out there. So it makes complete sense where it's like, hey, last year, no, this wasn't last year. This was like 3 years ago now, which is so long. Where it's like, hey, Martha Amiibo. Get your Fire Emblem Amiibos, Lucina and Robin. Oh, they were so hard to get. Roy, oh, sorry, we're sold out of Roy. You should have pre-ordered it. Where like people were starting to be like, who are these Amiibos that I can't find, Oh, Fire Emblem, let me look into it. So like the hype train started, Martha was sitting in the train pulling the whistle, whoop! And he was like driving it down. He was literally the head of this hype train. And everybody's like starting to learn, okay, Fire Emblem, like even if you don't know what it is, but I know these characters. And okay, these games are coming out. Fates was disgusting how rare that game was when it came out. You couldn't find it anywhere. And granted, it was 3 games on 1 cart, which was like, okay, that's a major selling point. But it's still vapor, gone. You could not find that special edition if you wanted to. Actually, I found it used at GameStop, so you could.
You could
And
find
I
it.
did. You could,
if
and
you
I
put
did.
the elbow grease in, if you were a real fan, you'd find it.
Okay. And so then you release these Amiibos, they're like flying off the shelf. Special editions are just gone as well. And that's leading to the hype, which is the same thing that's happening with the NES console right now. Okay? Where it's like, first of all, it's Nintendo. I want it. It's rare. I want it. I can buy it because I can resell it at a higher cost. So there's so many factors that are going into here where now these Fire Emblem games, the same thing's happening to them. And now they're going to release one that's more of like to a general audience where it's like, oh, you know, I really don't want to think tonight, which is a big thing people do. Okay?
Sure.
And I just want to sit down and kind of mash my way through something where I don't have to worry about this, you know, deep, great storyline or get really that invested. Okay, I could just, you know, kill these things here, call it a night. It was a great time. Yeah. And that's what Warriors is going to do. And it's going to get more, I don't want to say advertisement, but open it up for a broader audience. And now when the new one comes out, it's just going to be like, hey, look at this and all that we have in here. You've now known these characters for so many years. Go at it. And that's what I feel like they're trying to do here.
I can see that. That's awesome. That's really smart on their part if that's what they're trying to do.
If not, they made some good mistakes.
Exactly. But I really like that. I really like the way that sounds and the way hopefully that turns out. And I really hope that Fire Emblem 2018 really does like come out really well. That looks awesome.
It's kind of like think about Persona. Like who cared about Persona 4? Not a lot of people, I feel.
Right. When it came out on PS2.
Like that, yeah, it was just like that little sub corner where it was like either like, dude, this is awesome.
Right. The
play
JRPG
it. And
nerds.
like how many times have I told you to play it? Like so many. How many times have I told Zach to play it? So many. And
Yeah,
it's
but
just
I
like,
don't have a system for which to play it on.
I know, and I'm like, dude, just PS2. Buy a backwards compatible on PS3. Buy a PS TV. Get it on Vita.
Yeah. Just buy a Vita. Just go and buy a $170 Vita. You know, you
it's
can
worth
drop
to play
that.
Persona 4, okay?
You can drop that.
And here's
you
the
know,
thing:
left and
nobody
right.
would do it. Nobody would listen. And then 5 comes out, and bam, the world's set on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, why didn't you play 4 when I was telling you? And I feel like this is what's gonna happen with the Fire Emblem game too, where it's like everybody has been kind of like, it's been more relevant than Persona, yes, because a lot of people know about Fire Emblem. Obviously, it's selling out really, all that. So. It is going to set the world on fire. I feel like Persona 5 did when this 2018 title does come out. But they're kind of doing all these little steps on the way to make sure that happens. These are all like their fail-safes. Where it's like, hey, we're going to just keep throwing the amiibos out here. And these games make them kind of limited. And okay, we'll throw it out in Warriors too. And I think that's why your thing is every 6 months something's coming out. Yeah, it's to hype out what's coming out at the very end.
Okay.
Which is actually one thing they're doing right, because the Switch, I would say, terrible reveal.
What do you mean?
Like when they revealed the Switch, you know, they should have hyped the Switch
Japanese
in a manner
thing?
with
Yeah.
this. Yeah, if they would have hyped it in a
trash.
manner with this, and then throw these little nice things where it's like, hey, this game's coming out on this date, this one on this date. Hey, let's show you this little clip. We don't want to really show you anymore yet, but we just want to get you excited. Instead of how they passed it around, they should have done something like that, which is essentially, I feel like, what they're doing to Fire Emblem now, which is great. You know, broaden the perspective of people seeing it, get it out there.
I love it. Yeah, so hopefully they give the Fire Emblem treatment to some other franchises in
But do other
repertoire.
franchises need it? No, like Mario Odyssey is going to sell great. You know?
Yeah.
It comes to mind like Mario Odyssey. If they release a Kirby game, a Star Fox game, does it really need it? It's debatable. Star Fox could sell well on its own, but I mean, Star Fox has had so many, like, not Star Fox 0 out of 10.
Right.
Who cares? Kirby, you're
Make
just
it
saying how
good.
those games were, like, whatever. But here's the thing. Those people are still going to buy that game when Nintendo's like, hey, a new Kirby game's coming out, and it looks good. It's just like Sonic. People are going to buy Sonic Forces. People are going to buy Sonic Mania. And then they're going to complain that they bought Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Sonic Mania looks awesome.
It looks awesome right now, yes.
Yeah, that's true. Right now it does. At this moment in
It
time.
all looks good at one point.
Yeah.
Sonic and the Black Hammer, or whatever it's called.
Oh,
Sonic
the
and the Black
Black Knight, yeah.
looked good at one time, I bet.
I don't think it
Sonic
did.
06
but
looked great.
I don't think it ever did.
I want to throw
but-
this out for Sonic 06. I was watching Angry Video Game Nerd. He was like doing his Sonic 06 review, or something just popped up on YouTube. You guys should check it out too. It's good. Yeah, whatever. It's funny. So that's good. And he's kind of talking about how the mouse move in Sonic 06, where it's like you're talking to somebody, and it just says like welcome, and the mouse just like, and it doesn't stop moving. It's just like blah, 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 and it's going back and forth. And he just like zooms in. He's like, what is he saying? He's just supposed to be saying welcome. And then it's like he gets in there, and then he's just like moving about like, and it just says like something under him too. It is like really funny like how bad all that
That's
turned out
hilarious.
and everything. But I mean, will this happen with these Sonic games? Who knows?
I just want E3 to get
All I
here.
can say is
and
history repeats itself.
I just want to know what these unannounced games are now that were mentioned.
Yeah.
I want E3 to get here. We only are like 2 months away.
Yeah.
We're right there.
It's coming. All right, so let's call it right now then. Next week, E3 predictions.
Yep, sounds good to me.
That sounds like a
Yep,
promise.
we'll be
right
prepared.
There. Hopefully.
Alrighty. Already did
Hopefully.
Shrine of the Week. Hope for the future. My hope for the future. How about this? So my hope for the future is not a Nintendo one, but is a Nintendo Nation one. and it seriously 100% is. I hope for the future of this particular show on this particular channel is that if you've made it this far in the video and you enjoy what we do and you like listening to us talk and you like our personalities, please, 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 for the love of God in heaven above, leave us your own hopes for the future of Nintendo.
So I'm getting out of this that you're out of hopes.
Yeah, I'm 100% out, and I have nothing more to say.
You need the
But I
creative
want to know what
geniuses of
you
those
guys
out there.
think, and I want to know your questions, and I would love to add a questions from the audience segment to this show. I think that would be so much fun. I think it's a great way for us to interact with you guys who are viewing this. I just think overall, that's what we need. We need so much community engagement from you guys. So yes, I know that's a little bit of work. And yes, I know sometimes you just like listening to the video and you don't want to comment or anything like that. But please, if you really do enjoy what we're doing, leave a comment down below that says,
"You suck."
Hey, if it does, that's great.
I want
add
all the
add a
trolls.
little bit of extra though that says you suck because, and give us a reason at least. Don't just say
Because you suck.
Don't just say you suck. That's not fun. That's not a fun community.
Don't even waste your time.
That's not what
saying it.
we're
Just
trying
put
to
YS
build
and I'll know
here.
what it is. Just
We're
put
not
YS, I'll know what it means.
trying to build an angry community here. So just leave us your hopes for the future of this channel, of this show, of Nintendo, of a game you like. I don't know. Whatever you want us to talk about, please leave something down below so that way we can talk about it, answer your questions, let you guys know more about the things that you want to know about, which is what this is, because this is SuperGen's Nintendo Nation podcast. Did you have something more you want to add?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what you really need.
I
You
was
need
just
to go
about
on
to
Amazon.
Dude, that was
you
supposed
need
to
to
be
look
a
up
great ending.
Mega Man the board game, okay? Just throwing it out there. $43.39 primed, straight to your door. Drone this thing in. When's the last time you played a board game? Mega Man miniatures.
D&D
It looks,
2 weeks
dude,
ago.
look at that. Oh my god, it looks so great.
Oh my god. Let me know when it's Zelda.
So yeah, go out and get Mega Man the board game. That's what you really need.
But like I was saying, this is Nintendo Nation, SuperGen's Nintendo themed podcast.
Cut the feed.
Where we talk about everything you want to and need to know about in the world of Nintendo toy figure line made by Jack Specific. We are here to bring you everything you care about so that you don't have to go and look for it. I'm Joe. This is Ryan. This has been episode 8 of SuperGen's Nintendo Nation. I'm really tired. I'm ready to get some food.
Cut the feed.
And we're out. Yep.